Today's episode is about how we value ourselves as men and how the world does that as well. Enjoy. Hello, welcome to 5 Minutes for Men. I'm TR Nichols here with 5 Minutes for Men. Question for today: what is a high value man? And for that matter, what is the value of a man? And how do we even assess that? I did a little Google search and found 15 ways to become a high value man and 30 different ways of how to assess that and all those things, but didn't really find anything that was stating how to become a man of value, right? And how do we assess and judge what are the metrics, right, for how you calculate whether you're a good man in your home, whether you bring value at work, whether you bring wisdom to your friends, how do you serve in your community, and then the overall process of that, right? So you have home, work, friends, community, and how do you assess that? How do you say, well, I'm a man of value based on these particular things? Because in work you would say, okay, a lot of how we assess value, especially for men, is in a monetary sense, right? And then some of that, when we look at the home aspect, we assess, are you a good father, a good husband, good boyfriend, or whatever that is, to the people who are in your home. But I've had a recent experience that made me start to realize that I am, in some ways, in one aspect of those things, for sure, undervaluing what I am providing in a particular area. And it made me think, well, how do I actually assess whether I'm valuing or validating the valuation of myself in the proper light? Am I assessing it right? So it made me wonder, well, how many other men are doing the same thing I'm doing, which is I'm constantly on a trying to hit a moving target, right? I want to be a better father. I want to be a better boss at my job. I want to be better with my friends. I want to do more in my community. There's all these things I want to be better at, so I'm constantly trying to hit a moving target to assess the level of my value. And I think what I've realized is that I'm probably undervaluing my contributions in all those areas because I'm constantly looking down the line. I'm not taking the time to relish in the moment of where I am right now and how far I've come to get to this place. But it also made me wonder, well, how do you assess the value that you have as a man and where you are in the world in terms of what you're contributing and how you're helping others, whether that's providing wisdom, being empathetic, or the level of community service that you do. Are you mentoring some youth? All these things that go on and that are attached to the value of a man that are outside of the financial part, right? We tie a lot of value to men in association with how much do you make? What do you do? That's a really, what do you do? How much do you make? And what do you work? And who do you work for? And what are your contributions in terms of financial? When in reality, there's so many other ways to measure the value of a man. And there's so many voices right now that want to tell us what a high value man is, what's a man of value, which are two different things in my thought process. So I am really interested in hearing from other men about how they kind of figure out what their value is at certain points in life, and how do you take the time to analyze where you currently are and give yourself a pat on the back for where you are versus constantly looking down the line of how to try. Like, I'm constantly trying to get better at those elements, right? I want to be better in my house, better at work, better with my friends, better in the community, and overall just be better. But what is the scale, right, that I'm measuring myself up against? And in reality, I measure myself up against my own scale. Am I making progress in terms of being better in whatever that viewpoint is for me, in whatever terms I feel is being better in those areas? What's that scale we're using out here for ourselves as men? That's what I'm really interested in. How are you going about measuring your value as a man? Whether you think you're high value, whether you're mid value, or I don't even know if there's a thing we call low value, whatever that is for you, wherever you are right now, right? You have to start at A to move to Z. So wherever you are right now, how are you measuring your value as a man? 5 minutes for men. TR Nichols here with 5 minutes for men. Hope you all have a blessed one.